Good morning. I'm Stephen Leake. I'm an elder at First Presbyterian Church in Mesquite, Texas. And I'm also one of the teachers of the Discipleship Sunday School class there. Today we're continuing with our study of the Gospel of John. And I'd like to remind you that our curriculum is based upon the Daily Bible Study Series by Professor William Barclay, and that we're using the New Revised Standard Version of the Bible for our scripture readings. Today we're going to finish chapter 17. And as we'll note in the lesson, this is the last time that Jesus ever speaks to his disciples. So let's get started. Our first scripture reading is John 17, verses 20 through 21. I ask not only on behalf of these, but also on behalf of those who will believe in me through their word, that they may all be one. As you, Father, are in me and I am in you, may they also be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. Gradually in this section, Jesus' prayer has been going out to the ends of the earth. First, he prayed for himself as he faced the cross. Second, he prayed for his disciples and for God to keep them too. Now his prayers take a sweep into the distant future, and he prays for those who in distant lands and far-off ages will also enter into the Christian faith. In other words, he prays for us. Here, two great characteristics of Jesus are fully displayed. First, we see his complete faith and his radiant certainty. At that moment, his followers were few, but even with the cross facing him, his confidence was unshaken, and he was praying for those who would come to believe in his name. This passage should be especially precious to us because, like I said, it's Jesus' prayer for us. Second, we see his confidence in his disciples. He knew that they did not fully understand him. He knew that in a very short time they were going to abandon him in his hour of need. Yet to these very same men, he looked with complete confidence to spread his name throughout the world. Jesus never lost his faith in God or his faith in human beings. What was his prayer for the church? It was that all his members would be one as he and the Father are one. Now, he did not pray for unity of religious administration or organization. He probably knew people too well for that. It was a unity of love for which Jesus prayed, a unity in which people loved each other because they loved him. Christians will never organize their churches all in the same way. They will never worship God all in the same way. And they will never all believe in the same things. But Christian unity transcends all these differences and joins people together in love. Only love can tear down the barriers which we have erected between one another and between our churches. Further, as Jesus saw it and prayed for it, it was precisely that unity which would convince the world of Christianity. It's more natural for human beings to be divided than united. And it's more natural for them to fly apart than to come together. It's a tragic fact that a Christian united front has never been shown to the world. Because of the disunity of Christians, the world cannot see the value of the Christian faith. But it's our individual duty to demonstrate that unity of love with one another, which is the answer to Christ's prayer. Our second scripture reading today and the ending of chapter 17 is John 17, verses 22 through 26. The glory that you have given me, I have given them, so that they may be one, as we are one. I in them and you in me, that they may become completely one, so that the world may know that you have sent me and have loved them even as you have loved me. Father, I desire that those also whom you have given me may be with me where I am, to see my glory, which you have given me because you loved me before the foundation of the world. Righteous Father, the world does not know you, but I know you, and these that you have sent to me. I made your name known to them, and I will make it known, so that the love with which you have loved me may be in them, and I in them. Jesus said that he had given his disciples the glory which his Father gave him. We must fully understand what that means. What was the glory of Jesus? There are three ways in which he spoke of it. First, the cross was his glory. Jesus did not speak of being crucified. He spoke of being glorified. Therefore, first and foremost, a Christian's glory is the cross that must be borne. It's an honor to suffer for Jesus Christ. We must never think of it as our penalty. We must think of it as our glory. Great people are given great tasks. When it is hard to be a Christian, we must regard it as our glory given to us by God. Second, Jesus' perfect obedience to the will of God was his glory. We find our glory not in doing as we like, but in doing as God wills. When we try to do as we like, we find nothing but sorrow and disaster for ourselves and for others. We find the real glory of life in doing God's will. The greater the obedience, the greater the glory. Third, Jesus' glory lay in the fact that from his life, people recognized his special relationship with God. They saw that no one could live as he did unless he was uniquely near to God. As with Christ, it is our glory when others see in us the reflection of God. Jesus also said that it was his will that his disciples should see his glory in heavenly places. It's the conviction of Christians that they will share all the experiences of Christ. And this from 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verses 11 through 12. The saying is sure, if we have died with him, we will also live with him. If we endure, we will also reign with him. The joy we have now is only a faint foretaste of the joy which is to come. It is Christ's promise that we will share his glory and his triumph when life on this earth is ended. From this prayer, Jesus was to go straight out to the betrayal, the trial, and the cross. He did not speak to his disciples again. It's a wonderful and precious thing to remember that before these terrible hours, his last words were not of despair, but of glory. Thanks for joining me again today. God bless each and every one of you.